today, I will discuss to you the global marketing segmentation and targeting. What is global market segmentation? Global market segmentation is the process of dividing the world market into distinct groups of consumers who have similar needs, characteristics, or behavior. This helps companies identify which group of consumer they should focus on when expanding internationally. Ito ay ang strategy ng isang kumpanya para hatiin ang buong world market into smaller groups ng consumer. Hinahati sila base sa kung sino ang may magkakatulad na needs, characteristics, lifestyle, or buying behavior. Ginagawa ito para mas maintindihan ng mga companies kung anong klaseng customer ang meron sa iba't ibang bansa. Malaman kung sino ang pinakaangkop na target at makakagawa ng mas epektibong marketing strategy para sa bawat grupo. Halimbawa, kung ang isang company ay nagbebenta ng skincare, hindi lahat ng bansa ay may parehong skin problem. So, kailangan nilang alamin kung alin sa mga bansa ang may consumer na tugma sa Basis of global segmentation. Number 1 is demographic segmentation based on age, gender, income, education, or occupation. Mas specific at mas madaling i-measure ang demographic data kasi madalas itong gamitin ng mga companies. Different demographic group have different buying behaviors. Young adults buy trendy items, professional buy gadgets or work essentials, high-income people buy luxury items. Luxury brand na Rolex ay target ang mga consumer na may high income kasi ang customer na may malaking kita ang may kakayahang bumili ng luxury watches sa iba't ibang bansa. Number 2 is geographic segmentation, dividing markets by region, country, or climate. Ito ay pagdi-divide ng market based on location tulad ng region, Asia, Europe, Middle East. Country, city, climate, cold, tropical, and hot. Ginagawa ito dahil ang culture, preferences, at lifestyle ng customer ay nag-iiba depende sa lugar. Iba ang kinakain ng tao sa Asia kumpara sa Europe. Iba ang fashion sa cold countries kumpara sa tropical countries. Kaya ang companies ay need nila to adjust product and marketing para maging akma sa isang lugar. Halimbawa nito ay ang McDonald's. McDonald's offer different menus around the world. Sa Asia, may rice meals and spicy chicken sa Europe. May specialty burger sa US. Mas focus sa large serving and beef products. Ibig sabihin, ina-adjust nila ang menu para ma-fit sa taste preferences ng bawat region. Number 3 is psychographic segmentation, based on lifestyle, value, and personality. It is about grouping consumer based on lifestyle, values, interests, beliefs, and personality traits. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa edad at kita, kundi tungkol sa kung paano nag-iisip at namumuhay ang mga tao. Bakit ito importante? People with different lifestyle have different motivation for buying. Halimbawa, ang sporty at active individual ay mas likely bumili ng athletic wear. Ang mahilig sa luxury lifestyle ay mas likely bumili ng high-end brand. Ang environmentally conscious buyer ay mas pinipili ang eco-friendly option. Example nito ay ang Nike. Ang Nike ay target consumer nila worldwide are active, ambitious, health-conscious, goal-driven people. Kasi ang brand message nila ay just do it, which inspire people who want to achieve goals and improve themselves. Kaya tugma sila sa lifestyle ng mga active, motivated individual worldwide. Number 4 is behavioral segmentation, based on usage rate, brand loyalty, or benefits sought. Behavioral segmentation divides the market based on how customers behave as consumer, which includes their usage rate. Madalas ba nilang gamitin ang product? Brand loyalty. Loyal ba sila sa isang brand? Benefits suck. Ano ba ang hinahanap nila sa product? Speed, quality, or convenience? Bakit ito importante? Company study consumer behavior para malaman sino ang heavy users, madalas na gumagamit, sino ang light user, alin ang mga loyal customer, at ano ang particular features na importante sa kanila. Example, smartphone brand like Apple or Samsung target consumer who are tech-savvy, mahilig sa innovation, naghahanap ng high-performance devices, willing to upgrade often. Kaya lagi nilang nilalabas ang mga bagong features, kaya na-excite ang mga tech-savvy consumer. Topic number 2 is the targeting strategies. Kapag natapos na ang segmentation, companies must decide which segments to target. Ito ang role ng targeting strategies. Ang targeting strategies ay may tatlong main strategies. Number 1 is undifferentiated global mass marketing, differentiated multinational approach, concentrated niche targeting. Undifferentiated strategy o global mass marketing. Ito ay ang approach kung saan pareho lang ang marketing mix para sa lahat ng countries. Walang customization, isang general approach lamang. Karakteristik nito ay ang simplified marketing, same products, same message, cost efficient. Example nito ay ang basic household items like toothpaste or soap sometimes use this strategy dahil universal needs sila. Differentiated strategy o multinational approach. Dito, ang mga company ay gumagawa ng iba't ibang marketing mix para sa bawat country or region. Karakteristik nito ay ang customized to fit local culture, different pricing promotion, or product features per country. More expensive but more effective. Example nito ay ang McDonald's. Change its menu for each country. Rice meal sa Asia, croissant sa France, at spicy burgers Thailand. Concentrated strategy o niche targeting. Ito ay ang focus sa isang specific segment na may unique needs. Karakteristik nito ay ang highly specialized, targeting a narrow but profitable market, perfect for premium specialized brand. Example nito ay ang Tesla target customer who are environmentally conscious, tech-oriented, high income, interested in sustainable transportation, kaya niche market sila, hindi mass market.
So to end this topic, ang standardization at adaptation ay dalawang mahalagang konsepto sa global marketing na dapat nating maunawaan at gamitin ng maayos. Lagi nating tandaan na ang global marketing ay hindi lamang tungkol sa pagbebenta ng produkto, kundi pati na rin sa pag-unawa at pag-aangkop sa mga lokal na merkado. Kailangan nating maging flexible at adapt sa mga pagbabago sa merkado at magbigay ng mga produkto at serbisyo na nakapag-aangkop sa mga pangangailangan ng mga customer. So what is adaptation? Adaptation means modifying marketing strategies to fit local cultures, customer preferences, and laws in each country. So, imagine pwede kang mag-adjust ng produkto at marketing strategy mo para umangkop sa lokal na kultura at pangangailangan ng mga tao. Kahanga-hanga, diba? Ito ang adaptation. Ito yung pag-aangkop sa mga lokal na merkado. Bakit ito importante? Una, nakakapagbigay ito ng mas mahusay na karanasan sa mga lokal na customer. Second is, nakakapagbigay din ito ng competitive advantage sa lokal na merkado. Halimbawa ng mga adaptation is product adaptation. Product adaptation or changing product features, size, or ingredients for local needs. For example is McDonald's menu changes. Sa India, merong Max Spicy Paneer, Maharaja Max, usually no beef kasi nga yung India is yung beef sa kanila is parang juice nila, 'di ba, sa ibang mga relihiyon. Next, sa Philippines, we serve chicken McDo with rice. We know naman na ang mga Filipinos is hindi mabubuhay pag walang rice. Kahit sa ang mga local fast food is always may rice yung mga chicken natin. Next is Japan. Japan is known as mahilig sila sa mga teriyaki burger. Another example of adaptation is packaging adaptation. Packaging adaptation, ito yung nag-a-adjust ng packaging size, language, or design. Halimbawa nito is yung sa Procter & Gamble detergents. Yung company ng Procter & Gamble ay gumawa ng mga smaller sachets sold in the Philippines and India for affordability. Tayong mga Pinoy mahilig sa yung kung ano yung mas mura, yun yung pinapatronize natin. Ito yung una-una natin binibili. Next is yung Nestle. Example nito is Nestle. Yung Nestle naman is gumagamit ng bilingual language, or halimbawa dito sa Pilipinas, yung sa packaging ng Nestle, di ba yung salita natin dito, local na salita is Tagalog, di ba? Yung sa packaging niya, yung mga instructions doon is Tagalog din yung nakasulat. Kung halimbawa Malaysia, yung mga instructions naman doon, yung mga ingredients na nakasulat doon is nakasulat din kung nakasulat sa kanilang language. Next is localized ads and brand image. Another one is local pricing strategies. Kung ano yung mga local pricing strategies natin dito, yun yung sinusunod, yung ina-adapt natin. Next is cultural store design. Cultural store design changes. Another one is using local distribution channels. Kung merong advantage at disadvantage sa standardization, meron ding advantage at disadvantage sa adaptation. Ano nga ba yung mga advantages? Adaptation in global marketing. Number one is adaptation meets local needs and preferences. Next, increases customer satisfaction and loyalty. Another one is builds strong local competitiveness. And next is complies with local laws and culture. So, at ang mga disadvantages naman ito is adaptation, more expensive to implement. Adaptation is also harder to manage and coordinate. Next is can cause inconsistency in brand image. And then the last is it may slower market entry. So, how adaptation affect global market? Adaptation affect global market through customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction, adaptation increases satisfaction by fitting local culture and taste. Inaano nito yung brand image. Halimbawa sa brand image, ina-adapt niya yung pag-create ng local connection. Next is ano nga ba yung effect ng adaptation strategies? Adaptation leads to customer loyalty, market acceptance, and cultural connection. Pero always din nating tandaan na ang adaptation na hindi madali. Kailangan nating mag-research at maunawaan ang lokal na kultura at pangangailangan ng mga tao. Kailangan din nating mag-adjust ng produkto at marketing strategy natin para umangkop sa mga ito. Ang adaptation ay hindi lamang tungkol sa produkto, kundi pati na rin sa marketing strategy, packaging at customer service. Mahusay na brand image at reputation sa lokal na merkado. Ang adaptation naman ay nakakapagbigay ng mas mahusay na sales revenue sa lokal na merkado. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. For today's topic, I will be discussing standardization versus adaptation in global marketing. So, what is standardization? Imagine pwede kang magbenta ng iisang produkto sa buong mundo na may iisang brand image at marketing strategy. Pahanga-hanga, di ba? Ito ang standardization na tinatawag. Ito ay ang paggamit ng iisang approach sa iba't ibang bansa at kultura. When a company expands internationally, one of the biggest decisions it faces is whether to standardize its marketing strategies across all countries or adapt them to fit each local market. These two approaches represent different ways of managing products, promotions, pricing, and distribution in global markets. Ano nga ba ang mga halimbawa ng standardization? Standardization has different examples, like standardized products, using the same product design or core features across all countries. Halimbawa nito is Apple iPhones. Sa Apple iPhones is merong same design, features, and user interface worldwide. So, kahit saan man yung Apple brand ay iisa lang yung mga features na ginagamit. Other one is Coca-Cola. Sa Coca-Cola naman, same formula and taste globally. Kahit saan man siya sa buong mundo, sa lugar sa buong mundo, is iisa lang yung formula na ginagamit ng company. Other example is the Toyota Corolla. Toyota is standardized model with minor local adjustments. Another example of standardization is standardized branding, meaning maintaining the same logo, colors, brand name, and identity internationally. Example of this is the McDonald's logo. So, yung mga logo ng McDonald's is pare-pareho, yung identical kahit saan man, everywhere, pare-pareho. Same as Nike. Yung logo and slogan ng Nike is same lang kahit slogan ng Nike is just do it. Same also sa Starbucks. Yung mga Starbucks is merong pare-pareho yung look ng store, yung color ng kanilang logo is same lang worldwide. Another example of standardization is standardized packaging. Ito yung gumagamit ng uniform packaging designs across all markets. Halimbawa sa Pringles, di ba yung Pringles kasi yung lagayan niya is cylinder, yung parang cylindrical packaging. Next is KitKat. Yung KitKat naman is yung may rib packaging and brand layout. Another example is L'Oreal Cosmetics. Yung L'Oreal Cosmetics naman is standardized luxury style packaging. Another example of standardization is standardized advertising campaigns and standardized pricing strategy. Standardization means using one uniform marketing strategy across different countries. Kung may advantage, meron ding disadvantage ang standardization. Sa advantage naman ito, reduces product and marketing costs, build a consistent global brand image, easier management and accommodation and coordination, and then faster global expansion. So, yung mga advantages nito is reliable, tas parang ano lang, mas malaki yung matitipid mo kung yung business mo is standardized mo. Ang disadvantages naman nito is ignores cultural and taste differences. Yung wala kang pake sa panlasa o sa culture ng iba-ibang bansa. Next is yung hindi ma-satisfy yung mga local customers mo. Next is faces legal and regulatory barriers. Yung parang meron kang ma-i-encounter ng mga regulatory barriers na hindi angkop sa business na iyong pino-person. Next is can use local market competitiveness. Yung pwedeng bumaba yung local market mo dahil dito. Paano nga ba ito nakaka-apekto sa ating global market? Through brand image, standardization strengthens global image. It also affect through sales and profitability. Sa sales and profitability naman, nagiging lower cost siya. Ang competitiveness naman niya builds global competitiveness. It also allows quick expansion. Sa adaptation naman is sa standardization naman is hindi always natin tandaan na hindi ito always effective sa lahat ng lugar. Kailangan natin isipin ang lokal na kultura at pangangailangan ng mga tao. Kaya ang susi ay ang pagkakaroon ng tamang balanse sa pagitan ng standardization and adaptation.
So, good morning leaders. My name is Irish Ramos. Today, I will discuss branding and positioning in international market. So, branding and positioning in international markets is a brand. It's not just a name or logo. It represents the company's identity, image, and promise to customers. In international marketing, branding and positioning are crucial to differentiate a company in a competitive global environment. So, branding refers to the identity ng isang company or product. Ito yung name, logo, color, image, reputation, at personality ng isang brand. In short, branding is what makes a brand recognizable and memorable worldwide. So, next is positioning naman ay kung paano mo gustong makita ng customer ang brand mo kumpara sa mga other competitors. Ito ang impression or image ng isang customer. So, importante ang dalawang ito sa international market dahil maraming competitors sa global market, iba't iba ang mga culture at preferences sa mga customer. Kaya kailangan malinaw kung ano ang identity mo at kung paano ka mag-stand out global branding strategies. There is two types of brand, global brand and a local brand. Global brand is same name, logo, identity worldwide. For example, the Nike, Apple, and Coca-Cola. So, pare-pareho sila ng mga pangalan, logo sa lahat ng across all the countries. Iisa lang ang kanilang brand image. Pareho sila kahit saan ka man magpunta, makikita mo hindi na nag-iba yung kanilang mga logo. So, this helps create a consistent global identity. Global branding strategies. There is two types of brand, global brand and a local brand. Global brand is same name, logo, identity worldwide. For example, the Nike, Apple, and Coca-Cola. So, pare-pareho sila ng mga pangalan, logo sa lahat ng
across all the countries. Isa lang ang kanilang brand image. Pareho sila kahit saan ka man magpunta, makikita mo hindi na rin nag-iba yung kanilang mga logo. So this helps create a consistent global identity. So the global brand positioning means how a brand is perceived in the minds of consumers. In international markets, a company must position its brand constantly while respecting cultural differences.